On the news tonight, relevant players in counter-terrorism enjoined to evolve as President Bola Tinubu opens counter-terrorism meeting. Presidential Committee on Natural Gas initiative promises reduction in pump price. And public schools in the FCT yet to resume as infrastructure undergo renovations. And thanks for joining the evening news on NTA Channel 5 Abuja, the Unity Station. My name is Aisha Ubali. Terrorism is evolving in Africa, and so relevant players on the side of the state must equally evolve more comprehensive and innovative approaches towards combating terrorism on the continent. This was the common ground of leaders at a high-level African counter-terrorism meeting held in Abuja. President Bola Tinubu, who declared the meeting open, his counterparts from Ghana and Togo believe the counter-terrorism solutions must be all-encompassing.
Nigeria remains firmly committed to fighting terrorism and violent extremism. They are most urgent national security threat. Our counter-terrorism capabilities have been enhanced through enactment of Terrorism Prevention and Prohibition Act, establishing the National Counter-Terrorism Center, NCTC. We have and will continue to take bold steps in safeguarding our nation and the wider region. Our security forces continue to demonstrate great courage, dedication, and bravery in fighting against terrorism. I salute them. Often at great personal risk, I am grateful to the selfless work and sacrifice of these patriotic men and women. They are the best of the best.
Meanwhile, after months of detailed planning and background work, the committee driving the Presidential Compressed Natural Gas Initiative is set to deliver on President Tinubu's vision and promise to reduce the burden of increase in pump price on the masses. The first set of critical assets for deployment and launch ahead of the first anniversary of the Tinubu administration on May 29 is now ready. Here are details of the initiative.
The federal government, as part of the many interventions to reduce the burden of increase in pump price on the masses, provided 100 billion naira, which is part of the 500 billion palliative budgets, to purchase 5,500 CNG buses and tricycles, 100 electric buses, and over 20,000 CNG conversion kits, alongside spurring the development of CNG refilling and electric charging stations. Bayo Ononuga, Special Advisor to the President on Information and Strategy, says already the committee has delivered some major foundational reforms to enable the new CNG and electric vehicles future the President promised. After the removal of fuel subsidy on May 29, 2023, President Bola Tinubu launched the Presidential CNG Initiative in October last year to deliver cheaper, safer, and more climate-friendly energy. The CNG initiative was designed to deliver compressed natural gas, especially for mass transit. With necessary tax and duty waivers approved by President Tinubu in December 2023, the PCNGI committee is partnering with the private sector to deliver the promise. The private sector has responded with over $50 billion in actual investments in refueling stations, conversion centers, and mother stations. Also, a safety policy document on 80 standards and regulations for operators has been delivered and approved to ensure CNG conversions are done safely. The vision to get at least 1 million natural gas-propelled vehicles on our roads by 2027 will mark a major energy transition in our country's transportation industry. The use of more expensive diesel and PMS will gradually be phased out when many vehicles, including trucks, run on natural gas, which our nation has in abundance in at least 30 out of 36 states. Over 600 buses are targeted for production in the first phase that will be accomplished this year. Thousands of conversion kits for petrol-powered buses and taxis that want to migrate to CNG are also ready with CNG cylinders. The federal government intends to provide them at subsidized rates, especially to commercial vehicle drivers, to bring down the cost of public transportation. The PCNGI is working with agency partners and set to deliver 100 conversion workshops and 60 refueling sites spread across 18 states before the end of this year.
The 2024 World Orphans Day may have come and gone, but the FCT Women Affairs Monday Secretary Adedayo Benjamin's Lani still deemed it necessary to host them in commemoration of the day. Howard Gimba completes the story.
The Federal Capital Territory Administration has celebrated the 2024 World Orphans Day with lingering memories of excitement in the minds of orphans in the territory. Monday Secretary of the FCT Women Affairs Secretariat, Adedayo Benjamin's Lani, who took orphans and the FCT out for a special treat, says it is necessary to show special love and care to orphans as Nigeria joins the rest of the world to mark the 2024 World Orphans Day.
This is our message, that the orphan lives of the Federal Capital Territory in the 62 wards and 6 area councils matter. They don't just matter to us, they matter to us as a matter of policy.
Another development, the Monday Secretary was at the RCC Church, the last chosen, where orphans are being taught on how to be responsible in life in the way of the Lord.
A new standard of engagement for the interventions by government, by policy, and by the intersection of goodwill CSOs, NGOs that are already in that space, working with government and of course with the ratifications of both our own national laws.
We try to ensure that we reach out to them first with the message of hope.
The program is meant to give hope to every child.
The theme for the 2024 World Orphans Day, Orphans' Lives Matter, is considered very apt against the background of the disadvantaged disposition of orphans and the need to encourage them to live their dream. Hawagimba, NTA News.
And now to education. Schools in the Federal Capital Territory have resumed. However, pupils and students of the government-owned school currently being renovated as directed by the FCT administration are yet to resume. Deborah Gazajumaika has a situation report.
The senior section of Government Secondary School Area 10 Gariki is in session, although the news crew was not allowed access into the school premises. In the school premises here, we are able to interact with some of the students who were on ground thinking they were to resume today.
Last time they gave us a paper that we should resume on the 22nd of April. And nobody came to school and they're not telling us that we should resume on May 6th.
They say they are renovating the school. Let them hurry up so we can be able to meet up in our scheme. All other classes will pass us, like they will start rushing us and we will not understand the what teacher is teaching.
Virtually, there is no part of Government Science Technical College Area 3, Garki, that is not undergoing renovation. The roof of the classes have been renewed, including the ceiling, and so is the landscaping.
Certainly, the final year students will resume by this Sunday. We are still awaiting further directives from the Education Secretariat, particularly DQA, to direct us on what to do. But we cannot resume under this situation. The contractors are doing their best. I can see the school is taking a new shape.
Solar energy will be powering the 20 street lights provided to illuminate the school when the school is out of public power supply. 20 schools are currently undergoing renovation in the FCT. Remember, the flag off of this accelerated school renovation was done in March at the school for the gifted Gogolada by the FCT minister to give FCT schools a facelift. GSS Karishi, Government Science Secondary School Metama, GSTC Kwali are among the 20 schools being fixed. In Abuja, Deborah Gazaji Micah, NTA News.
Continuous reorientation of Nigerians on patriotism and civic education will go a long way in setting a roadmap for better Nigeria. That was the assertive views of stakeholders during the 2024 National Congress in Kefi, Nasarawa State of Nigerian Association of Forensic Psychologists. Muhammad Awalu reports.
Economic prosperity, social cohesion, and political advancement of a country largely depend on the behavioral patterns of both individuals and the leaders, who are saddled with the responsibilities of managing the affairs of the nation. It is on this premise Nigerian Association of Forensic Psychologists converge in Kefi to interrogate the causes and effects of corruption, criminal justice system, psychological testing and assessment, victim advocacy, among others. Acting Vice Chancellor, National University Kefi, Professor Abdullahi Sallo Modibo, says the Congress is apt as people need behavioral reorientation, which will serve as a renewed antidote to the psyche of Nigerians.
Anything that will add to knowledge, wherever it is coming, we are going to host it, we are accepting and we are going to support it.
Human beings are at the center of all the problems that Nigeria is facing. And we say it is because of poor psychological health. I call on our president, His Excellency Bola Ahmed Tinubu, to appoint someone who is a distinguished psychologist to advise him on almost all policies.
The Commandant General, Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps, Ahmed Abubakar Audi, in a message says forensic psychologists are assets that should be consulted by policymakers in shaping the hearts and souls of the citizens positively.
The presidency can give more emphasis on the association because the association has a lot of things in store.
Suggesting to them they should have a commercial arm of their association so that companies can benefit from their services during employment, examining of employees, mental capacity, mental status, and motivation, and so on and so on.
When the nationals of a country behave well, their wellness transcends to the whole country. From Kefi, Muhammad Awalu, NTA News.
Meanwhile, the Internet of Things, known as IoT, has the potential to revolutionize industries and daily life at unprecedented levels. Experts believe this could come at a cost. In this special report, Tuyibat Anifowoshi takes a look at how this cost can be tackled in Nigeria.
The Internet of Things refers to the connection between people and objects, as well as between the objects themselves, creating a more intelligent world. In 1985, a telecommunications expert, Peter T. Lewis, invented the concept of IoT.
I was asked by the United States Federal Communications Commission to support the telecommunications session of the 15th legislative weekend of the Congressional Black Caucus in Washington, D.C., and in doing so, I gave a speech within which I described how I wanted our company, Cellular One, and my partners to embrace the idea of not only subscribing people to our cellular network, but also devices and machines where we could use the cellular mobile subsystem to connect emerging internet devices to extend the connectivity to anywhere in the world when the device or the machine contained a small or large computer board. I called that combination of connectivity the Internet of Things. I had no idea back in
He predicted that not only humans, but also machines and other things would actively communicate via the internet. Years later, it's becoming a reality.
Now, tens of billions of products and devices use IoT for remote monitoring, device on and off control, control of settings, and even the manifestation of events and event notification.
The Internet of Things is the key technology enabling smart homes, factories, and cities. However, industry players are already concerned about issues such as risk factors, security, and privacy. According to these experts, these issues can be resolved.
Government can address concerns related to IoT by implementing robust regulations and standards for data security and privacy. Government can also invest in cybersecurity infrastructure, and they can also foster collaboration between industry and stakeholders, and also, most importantly, educating the public about the risks and best practices of IoT usage.
Experts recommend considering ethics to ensure safe, reliable, and respectful IoT deployment. In Abuja, Toyiba Anifoshe, NTA News.
Away now from ICT. Celebrate me when I'm alive and not when I am no more, as we number our days, were the stunning words that enveloped 70th birthday anniversary celebration of Pastor Christopher Ekwalo. Moses Kwe brings us sight and sound of the event.
Pastor Christopher Ekwalo is a pastor in the Redeemed Christian Church of God, whom God is using for his end-time gospel crusade. One who has positively impacted many lives with his exemplary lifestyle.
Sixth born of my dad. My dad is actually a very happy person, even though he's angry. Like, he won't show it. He always be smiling. But then again, after some while, he will call you to correct you.
I would say this 70th birthday marks a very remarkable start for our family, because it has shown me in different ways of how God is faithful.
The 70th birthday celebration of Pastor Christopher was indeed colorful, with family members and friends caught in the moment of jubilation.
As a pastor is to be patient with God. One thing I learned about working with God is that you have to be very patient.
The celebrant expresses his gratitude while explaining his life experience with the congregation.
In the midst of it, I got saved.
The congregation showered prayers on the celebrant and testimonies from family members and well-wishers who could not hold back their joy in expressing what God has done through the celebrant.
The fellowship, you lay hands on them and you tell them to go back to that embassy. Then when they have been granted visa.
So we have decreed and so we have prayed. In the name of God the Father, in the name of God the Son, in the name of God the Holy Ghost.
The Lord is a man of God to the core. A humble man by excellence.
He's a prayer warrior and he's a patient man.
While Pastor Christopher Ekwalo is celebrating his 70th birthday anniversary with diverse testimonies, one lesson to take home is his passion to work for God tirelessly. In Abuja, Moses Kwe, NTA News.
And on sports, Matthew Kolo has set his sight on winning more trophies in golf. This was after winning his maiden golf championship over the weekend in Abuja. Olaleko Kilajulu has the report.
At the IBB International Golf and Country Club Abuja, the architect grossed 84 with a net score of 66 to outplay a field of 500 golfers to emerge champion.
Of course, I'm excited, yeah, I'm thrilled. I'm happy about it. But for me, of course, it's more or less a call to do more. Basically, so to go back and work harder, be better, improve on my game, and then see where it carries me to.
The competition, which is officially to mark the end of tenure of the Dr. Banjo Obaleye-led executives of the club after 12 months in charge, also saw Ikani Agabi emerge overall winner in the tennis event as part of activities of the Captain's Cup.
This year's victory wasn't easy because I spent a month not playing. But after that, I spent a whole week practicing diligently to ensure that I would. And well, I always enjoy myself playing tennis because it tasks me mentally and physically, and the reward of winning is second to none.
To the outgoing captain, Dr. Banjo Obaleye, the executives has already put in place modalities and efforts to encourage young golfers to nurture them to become world beaters.
Sport can be a cash cow if it is well planned. And sport as well can take the restive youth off the streets if enabling environment is created. Years back, even up to now, we're doing well in football, in boxing, in wrestling, in table tennis. But we haven't gotten to that stage in golf and even the tennis. We have the potential, we have the people with talents that can get to this. But golf is so technical that to get it right, you have to start very early.
The ex-school that he basically came in with had a vision on how to basically improve on the club, improve the club stature, improve on the game. And I think so far so good, they've achieved a lot of that. As a person, basically, I think he's focused, he's accomplished, and I see him as an astute professional. So for me, I mean, those are qualities basically to emulate, and I've seen that on and off the course. He's a perfect gentleman.
It is hoped that the incoming ESCOs will build on the successes recorded by the executives to get Nigerian golfers compete at the highest level.
And that's how we end the English news tonight. Please don't go away. Translation comes up shortly. Good evening.
Nnọọ n'akụkọ ụwa nke taa, aha m bụ Rachel Ifi Onu. Gere akụkọ ụwa n'uju ya. Otu ahọpụtara maka ilebara ihe banyere mmanụ eji akwa ụgbọala anya ekwupụtala ịdị njikere ha ịgbaso nchekwube onyeisi ala anyị Tinubu nyere ụmụ amaala ala anyị bụ iwetu ọnụego mmanụ eji akwa ụgbọala iji wepụ nchekasị n'ahụ ụmụ mmadụ. Ha gakwara n'ihu kwuo na ha na-ele anya na nke a ga-adị ire tupu eme emume ịgba otu afọ n'ọkwa onyeisi ala anyị nke ha ga-eme n'abalị 29 nke ọnwa Mee. Onye odeakwụkwọ n'ụlọ ọrụ na-ahụ banyere ụmụ nwanyị Adedayo Benjamin kpọkọbara ụmụaka na-enweghị nne na nna bụ ndị bi na ụlọ ụmụaka enweghị nne na nna iji merube emume ụbọchị ndị enweghị nne na nna, n'agbanyeghị na ụbọchị ha họpụtara maka ya bụ emume agaala. Ha jikwa ohere agba ụmụaka ndị a ume ma kwekwa ha nkwa maka nkwado pụrụ iche n'ihe niile ha na-eme na ndụ ha. Ụlọ akwụkwọ praịmarị na nke sekọndịrị agbapeela dịka ha nọ ezumike n'izuụka ole na ole gara aga. Onye ọrụ anyị Debra Gazaji Michael wetara akụkọ na ụmụ akwụkwọ isi ala ya alaghachila n'ụlọ akwụkwọ ha dị iche iche. Ọ gakwara n'ihu kwuo na ndị nkụzi amalitela nkụzi na uju. Ọ kwekwara nghọta na ụmụ akwụkwọ gọọmenti ndị a na-eme amalitebeghị akwụkwọ. Igbo gere m ntị, ebe a ka anyị pịachiri nke taa. Sonyere anyị n'ihe oge anyị echi niile. Ndewo.
Ẹ kú kalẹ̀. Ìròyìn iléeṣẹ́ amóhùnmáwòrán ìkànnì karùn-ún ti ìlú Àbújá ló ń dé sí etí ìgbọ̀nyín. Mobọ́lájí Máti ni oníròyìn. Lẹ́yìn ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ oṣù tí wọ́n ti ń pilẹ̀ tí iṣẹ́ sì ń lọ, àjọ ìgbìmọ̀ tó ń ṣiṣẹ́ lórí ìran ààrẹ fún ọ̀rọ̀ epo rọ̀bì ti ṣetán báyìí láti ṣe àgbékalẹ̀ ìran ààrẹ Bọ́lá Ahmed Tinubu àti ìpinnu láti mú kí owó epo ọkọ̀ lẹ́nu ẹ̀rọ wálẹ̀ fún àǹfààní gbogbo ọmọ orílẹ̀-èdè. Èyí jẹ́ ìgbésẹ̀ àkọ́kọ́ àwọn ohun èlò tó ṣe pàtàkì fún ìdàgbàsókè àti ìfilọ́lẹ̀ ṣáájú ayẹyẹ ìkíní ti ìjọba ààrẹ Tinubu lórí àlééfà ní ọjọ́ 29 oṣù tó ń bọ̀ yìí. Bí ó tilẹ̀ jẹ́ wípé ọjọ́ tí wọ́n yà sọ́tọ̀ lágbàáyé gẹ́gẹ́ bí ọjọ́ ọmọ òrukàn ti kọjá ní ọdún yìí, ọ̀gá àgbà iléeṣẹ́ ètò àwọn obìnrin l'Àbújá Adédayọ̀ Benjamin Laniyi rí i dájú wípé ó ṣe pàtàkì púpọ̀ láti kó àwọn ọmọ náà papọ̀ láti fi ẹ̀rín sí wọn lẹ́nu fún ayẹyẹ ọ̀hún. Ọ̀pọ̀ ilé ìjọsìn ló darapọ̀ fún ayẹyẹ náà. Àwa Gímbà ròyìn wípé inú àwọn ọmọ náà dùn púpọ̀ bí wọ́n ti rí ọ̀pọ̀ ènìyàn tó ń kó wọn mọ́ra, èyí tó fi hàn wípé wọn kò gbàgbé wọn gẹ́gẹ́ bí ọmọ òrukàn. Ilé ẹ̀kọ́ gbogbo ti padà sí ẹnu ètò ẹ̀kọ́ lórígun mẹ́rin ìlú Àbújá. Akọ̀ròyìn wa Deborah Kazachi Maika ròyìn wípé àwọn akẹ́kọ̀ọ́ ilé ẹ̀kọ́ ìjọba l'Àbújá ò tíì padà sí ẹnu ètò ẹ̀kọ́ látàrí àtúnṣe tó ń lọ lọ́wọ́ ní àwọn ilé ẹ̀kọ́ náà tí ètí aláṣẹ ìlú Àbújá Nyesom Wike pa á láṣẹ wípé kí wọ́n láti gbé ẹ̀wù tuntun wọ̀. Tó kí dùn púpọ̀ ṣíun ní ọbẹ̀ oge títí ìwòye ọ̀la Ojúmọ́ Ire ni yóò mú wa.